Good evening, Reds, and welcome to Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker. I hope you all are doing well on a Wednesday night. It's Champions League night. It looks like City are going out. Adios, City, from the Champions League. I don't know what the score is right now. So, guys and girls in the comments, keep me updated in the dying minutes of the game. I saw that PSG was up 3-2 against City. So it will be an interesting to see. Let's hope that the City are going out. So yeah, I'm doing a quick preview for tomorrow's game. We are facing Glasgow Rangers. Glasgow Rangers. I don't know how to speak Scottish. I see Admiral Drex is keeping me updated. He's saying 3-2 to PSG. Thank you, Admiral Drex. Thank you for coming in here. And he also comes in with this comment: greetings, Sir Jarvis. I hope people will come and tune in. I know it's Champions League, but I have a 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes preview. I don't have much prepared, but we will go through it and have a look at the Glasgow Rangers from Scotland. Tomorrow night, the game will be played 9 p.m. And it's on Old Trafford. We are apparently now in the group stage. We need to win this game. We have a chance to be directly qualified. And but if we go with the draw or lose, I think we will struggle with that. And as it seems right now, I think we are bound to win the Europa League. That's our only hope to get Champions League next season. So we will see how it goes. 10 people watching. Guys, girls, share the link. Tell your friends. We need more people in here for the show. Okay, let's just dive right into it. And this is what I have so far. It's the predicted lineups with tomorrow's game. We see here they have Kelly in goal. They have Tavernier on the right back, Proper, and Ciala is the centre backs, and Jefte is the left fullback, no, centre back, fullback, yes. And Haji, Raskin, Baron, Cerny, Byrami, and Igamane is the guys they will come with. They have a lot of injuries. I've read, and but Glasgow Rangers is a good team. You shouldn't underestimate them, and that's because I think they have a good manager, and the manager is called Philippe Clement, and you know he used to he comes from the Belgium league. He's a Belgium, and he coached Genk into first place, and then he took over Club Brugge for 2 seasons, and he won both years in the Jupiler League in Belgium. So he did really well. Oh, update from Admiral Drex: 4-2 to PSG. Wow. Well, it's actually happening. Manchester City are officially out of the Champions League. Interesting. Standings. Let me just check this. Premier League, Champions League standings, UEFA Champions League. So, I don't know if you guys can see this. I will try to share it. We can have a look at the table, because I just want to get the latest update. So here you see it. Liverpool is on top. But if you scroll down, all the way down here, you see now on 25th place, you have Manchester City, and you have to be in the top 24 to get qualified. So Manchester City are officially out of the Champions League. Couldn't be any better than that. So yeah, I'm happy. Ifiok Udofia. Sorry for slating your name, Ifiok. He says if he likes, he should destroy everything in the dressing room as long as he sticks to that 3-4-2-1 system, which opens spaces in midfield and defense. Will continue to struggle. Okay, so I sense that you are a little bit skeptical to Amorim and his system so far. But yeah. I'm willing to listen to you. And why do you think Amorim's system isn't good enough? Because for me, I see it's a personnel issue. It's not a tactical issue and a system issue. And the turnover we have to do now in Manchester United, because when we change manager, we always change the manager who plays a completely different style and need completely different players than the manager before. So this is the problem now. And Amorim, he's coming in. We have no wing backs. We have no wide center backs who are playmakers, and we have no number 10s who can actually do the part besides Ahmad. So this is the problem as I see it. It's a personnel issue, and when it comes to football, I think we just need to give it a little bit time for the players to turn around and understand this 3-4-3 system. And for me, I don't think it's Amorim's fault. I blame the players 100%, and by doing so, I'm also blaming the owners. I blame the Ineos. I blame Glazers. I blame all the previous regimes, and how much they have done for this to be a total mess and chaos. Um, if Jock comes in and say no problem at all, I hope that was about your name, and he comes in and say, I've seen manage to take over mid-season without signings, and they made significant improvements in the team. And yeah, you are right, and I can agree, but I think Amorim comes in with a attitude that he wants to change. He wants to change a lot, and you know we have players like Rashford, players like Garnacho, we have players like Casemiro, Ericsson, Lindelof, so many of them not even here. We have Mainu, we have now we have Mason Mount, we have Luke Shaw, plays on high wages, not contributing anything, injured, sitting on their ass, selecting money. Casemiro hasn't played since 12th of December. Since 12th that's 5 weeks ago. He makes 350, 400K a week. So he basically received £2 million for doing nothing since the beginning of December. This is our club, and we can't even sign a player. We are trying to wiggle us through this transfer window with a player like we try to loan out Anthony and pay half his wages so we can save 3 million in 6 months. And now we have paid 2 million to Casemiro, who's not even playing. And this is the problem I see with Manchester United at the moment, and it's not on Amorim. And I believe this system will work. We just got to give it time. And I can go into it afterwards. Just give me a little bit time, and I will come to it. I will explain as good as I can why we need the playmakers in the wide centre backs, why the wing backs need to function up and down, because the spaces are so they're so massive. So to keep the team intact, they have to have an engine to run constantly for 90 minutes, and they need to fill the gaps all the time. And the playmakers number 10 needs to understand when to attack, when to play defensively. So it's complicated, but we will come to it. A lot of people coming in the house. We have Admiral Drex series say this team cannot be saved, not the beginning, middle, or the end. Yeah, that's the doom and gloom attitude. But yes, this team, but there will be a new team. We have to sign new players, and Amorim needs time. I hope we can bring in some youth, and we can have some signings, and I think we will gradually see improvements. And it might get worse before it gets better. And just strap in, because it will be a tough ride. Lower class Brom comes in. Celtic through in Europe. Schmeichel a monster. Yes, I saw Celtic scoring in the dying minutes. So big up to you, lower class Brom. Celtic, one of the best teams in Scotland. The Wootinator comes in, gives me a fist bump. Big up Wootinator. And Danny B is in the house. Big up Jarvis. And Ahmad is free from Ten Haram comes in and say Pep is the greatest manager of all time. They say not even top 10. I agree. Pep, I think he's losing his mind. he looks like a madman at the moment. Well, he's not taking the losses lightly, and but City are on a buying run. They look like they are trying to buy 3 to 4, maybe 5 players this January window and splashing the cash. And this is Pep. He's nothing without the cash. So I hope City will continue to struggle. Roshmano is in the house, comes in, say boom. And who else do we have here? So many people tuned in at the right time. Roshmano comes in, 381 subs. Yes, we are on 381. 30 people watching at the moment. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscription, the thumbs up, and the bell, and you will get a notification every time we go live. If Yok comes in and say, if Ruud used the same Casemiro by pairing him with Ugarte in midfield, and we saw results, 11 goals in 4 matches, confidence was growing in that team. How many title contenders use Amorim's system? Well, in the Premier League, there's not been many teams we play with the back three. That for sure. Antonio Conte won with the Chelsea playing a back three, and a lot of other managers in Bayer Leverkusen manager plays back three. Atalanta plays a back three. So there's many good clubs that plays with the back three. So it's not about the system per se. It's about the personnel, and you need the right attitude and the right players to play that system. But every system has its weaknesses and its strengths. There's a reason why, if you know the I would say how football evolved. When it all started, the first games in the late beginning of the 1900s or late 1800s. The England and Scotland lined up, and England lined up in a 1-1-9 formation, and Scotland lined up in a 1-2-2-8 formation. So it was something different. But it mostly is because of the offside rule. But things have changed. We have seen it all. We have seen the sweeper, the libero from Switzerland, and then it went to Italia with the Catenaccio. The systems have evolved. The total football in the 70s with Johan Cruyff. That was excellent, and in the 80s the 4-4-2 came along with the 2 blocks and two strikers. But every system has its weaknesses, and with the 4-4-2 it was the space in between the lines that was always there to exploit. So even Ferguson was the one who started with the false number 9. Rooney dropped down a little bit and helped in the midfield, because they were trying to overload the central with only a double pivot. So it's very interesting when you look at it. And now everything happening, there's so many new things coming into football, and now they talk about wide center backs going into attack. If you look at the Inzaghi, for example, wow, what a manager. Now you get me going on this tactics. I can bring this up and just show you guys. I don't know if you are aware, but Inzaghi, he's a madman when it comes to his system. Let me just use Man United here as example. But Inzaghi, he plays a 5-3-2 formation, I would say, with 2 strikers, and usually they play with 3 compact, and they have these 3. They operate as false defenders. So when they play out from the back, these 3 guys go back in defense, and these they go up in the midfield. So it's very hard because they're interchanging, and it's hard for the opposition to actually adapt. And when you man mark, you will totally lose your space. And they go into attack with the wide center backs, 1 on each side. They try to overload with the wing back, and the wide center back is the guy who overlaps and underlaps to create space, and they try to play tight. They try to drag the opposition over to one side, and on the other side it's the other center back who drifts a little bit into the open space. And when they shift play from one center back to the other he is the guy who's attacking. And you can see, if you see the goals and assist number on the center backs of Inter, that's almost incredible. And there were actually one manager in the Premier League who did the same, and that was Chris Wilder with Sheffield United. He also did the same. And the thing is, when the center back comes wide, they cross early, because you have a lot of guys up in this space, and the other center back is usually the guy on the receiving end, scoring on a header or a shot. So the football that's going on today, there's so many things, and now they only talk about relationalism. It's not about formations anymore. Everybody just have to be able to play in every position, and it's not about specialist players anymore. It's about versatile players in every system, and this was what Ten Hag was trying to do. It didn't work because Man United has too many specialist players, and he wanted versatile players. We know he wanted Pavard from Bayern Munich, for example, an extremely versatile player. but Man United didn't provide, so we never got to see this with Man United. So I hope that we will back Amorim 100% and let him see his vision and see his formation fully evolve in this Man United team. And then we need wing backs, we need wide center backs who can be playmakers, and we need number 10s who know how to play their role. So yeah, sorry for me getting on a rant, talking about football. Who do we have in the chat? We have Twalumba Firi coming in and say, big up Jarvis, big up Twalumba Firi, and Stephanie Griffith comes in and say, big up Jarvis, chat and legends. 12 likes, 20 people watching. I think there are 32 people watching at the moment. Let's see. Lower Class Brom comes in and say, for me, Man United have never been a back three team. I will look through your formation data at some points and check, but United above all else are known for offensive wing-based play. Yeah, that's the thing. But in the game now, how football has evolved, playing with wingers is playing with specialist players. And I think the winger time with wingers, that's a lost cause. It ended with the 4-4-2. When we changed to the 4-3-3 or the 4-2-3-1 formation, the wingers became inside forwards, and we haven't actually seen old-fashioned wingers in the modern game since that day. But that's just my take on it. And now you see the fullback evolving. The problem with the fullback is the space they have to cover, because it's all the way up and all the way down, and you can be exposed because of that. If they don't have the engine, if they can't run enough, if they can't be quick enough to be in those spaces, you are a man short or two men short in the attack. Especially when it comes to our attack, we struggle a little bit because you have the double pivot and you only have the 2 10s and the striker. And if the fullback is not providing any cover, if they can't provide the width of the field, then you see we are weak up front, and this is what Amorim is struggling with at the moment. You see Dallo and Masraoui hardly bombing on the wings. They are not contributing when it comes to attacking play, and this is Amorim's biggest problem at the moment, I think. Madhouse is in the house. Big up Madhouse in the house. I think systems are overemphasized, in my opinion. It's the players, their mentality, and in-game management for me. Yes, that's 100%. And I will say, when it comes to tactics, I'm a tactic guy. When it comes to tactics, it's about, if two teams are even as good, it will be decided by the astuteness of the manager. But we see with Man United, we are much worse than the opposition in so many levels, and it doesn't help. Amorim can be as good as he wants. Ten Hag, Mourinho, Louis van Gaal. If you don't have the players, he can't do it. So that's a big problem. But I agree with your statement, Madhouse. Rush Bottle comes in and say, subscribe to the channel. Yes, subscribe, people, subscribe. And Nash M87 comes in and say, it's the inverted wingback system that Pep popularized. Yes, inverted wingback, yeah. But why do we invert the wingbacks? It's because we want to create overloads in certain areas. And this is what I'm saying. It's not about specialist players. It's about versatile players. And Mazraoui, for example, extremely versatile player, and we need more Mazraouis in this system. And in my ideal world, I will have Mazraoui as a right centre back, and I will give him the freedom to bomb forward, and overlap and underlap the wing back all the time. And I will also give Martinez the freedom to roam every time he has the chance. I will even let both wide centre backs go into attack, and then we can double up on the wings with the wing backs, and we have the wide centre backs. I think maybe in the future we will see something like this when we have the right personnel in place. Bootinator comes in 15 likes, and and Nash comes in and say, I think your club doesn't have an ethos or playing style that reverberates from academy to the professional levels. And yes, on that you are spot on. I think you are. And I think we have to be honest with ourselves and know the situation we are in. The Glazers have really, sorry for me using this swear word, has really fucked us over, and that's the truth. And I read today that they didn't want the manager, the Man United players to come to Tampa Bay to see the facilities of the NFL team of Tampa Bay, because it would be a mutiny. And it tells me that these Glazers are treating us nothing else as a cash cow for the NFL and for their own pockets. So, it's sad that they were able to do something like that, and they have, as Rosmano say, destroyed the clubs as we know it. Yeah, but there is a way back. But it's a tough way back. I think we will struggle. We won't have the money available. The only thing we have is our name and the supporters. That's our soul. And I think still we have a big pull when it comes to signing players, and we won't be able to sign on the top shelf. We have to be astute. We have to be like Brighton, only better, and search the South American market. We have to search the Scandinavian market. We have to search the Eastern European market. We have to search all around the world, the African market, to get the best young talents in for a cheap price. And then we have to get them together and get this team going, because we won't do it with money, because we don't have any money. So that's just the way it is. Danny B agrees. It comes in and say 100%. Jarvis. Rashmano, I just want to say, if you have any transfer news, any breaking news that I haven't mentioned, just bring it, but don't bring me 10. Just bring me like the 2-3 most important, because I can't read them all when I'm doing a live show. Nash comes in and say, what's said in America, the local governments funds a lot of the team's facilities, like stadiums use public tax dollars. The Glazers are horrible, cheap owners. Yes, there's a difference between American sport and European sport, especially when it comes to the Premier League. They have a wage, what do you call it? A wage roof. You can't give more wages than what's allowed, and it means that everybody makes money and everybody's happy. It's a franchise, and they can remove the team from one city to another if they like to, if they see a chance to make more money. So it's not about the fans anymore. It's about entertainment. It's like a product. And I hope in the future that we never see this when it comes to British or European football. I don't want us to be as Americans. I've been to American sport, I've been to the NHL. I watched ice hockey, Boston Bruins against Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, it was a good experience. I sat there, I ate my hot dogs, popcorn, had beers. They were shooting T-shirts, and people were clapping when the speaker told you clap, do 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 do, and everything is so staged. And I'm not being critical, but there's something different. It's not about the supporter culture that we have in Europe, and especially in England. So we will lose our soul if that happens. So yeah, Nash comes in and say, "Yep, American sport is cooked, like we would kill for £66. If I want to watch Minnesota Vikings, tickets are a minimum $200 to $300. Yes, and this is most likely the way we are going in the future. But let's hope not, because we are supporters. We are supporters of the club, and we have to stick together and say no. We have to say no. We have to protest. We have to say to the Ineos. We have to say to Ineos. We have to say the Glazers. We have to say fuck you. You can't ruin our sport, because this is our soul. This is our history. It's not yours to ruin. Madhouse comes in and say, Jarvis, should Amorim stick to his principles or play more defensive style when necessary? I think Amorim has more up his locker when it comes to tactics. I think he's extremely stubborn now at this moment, because he just wants to learn these players how to play a certain style. But in today's modern football, there's so many people analyzing football. There's so much out on the internet. Every secret is out there. It's open. I don't see any reason why even they are using closed practices on Carrington, why they have high fences up, because everybody knows what's going on. You just have to look 10 minutes on the last game and analyze it, and you understand. So for me, I think you have to be versatile when it comes to tactics. You have to understand what's going on, and yes, Amorim needs to be more defensive style when necessary, and he also needs to mix it up. But it's not the right moment. He needs now to put everything into getting these players to understand the basics of the 4-3-3. And a lot of these players are not the most intelligent footballers, and I don't think they are really serious either. In today's modern game, you have like VR glasses you can put on and be in the actual game without even running, and you can learn how to play every position in the game like that. If I was a professional football player, I think I would be able to play almost every position when it comes from a tactical mental point of view. You can learn so easy. I know a lot of players on top level use this, like Martin Ødegaard in Norway especially. They are starting to use that. That's why you see the Norwegian, they call it the AstroTurf generation, coming up with young technical players, and they use every means necessary. AR glasses to learn how to scout, where to run, and getting coached all the time. It's like a computer game. So it's not that hard, and I think there's so many things that we can do to improve. Also in Man United, players are out injured, and Amorim don't have the time even to get these guys into practice. He have had like 5 to 6 trainings since he arrived, and in 2 months. So I think there will be chances for the players to improve, but we have to learn the system. Okay, I see as Rich is in the house, Jules is in the house, Rob Taff, Admiral Drex, Jale Malmin comes in and say we are too defensive already. Big up Jale, good to see you, my good old friend, Norwegian friend. Yes, I think we are defensive, and but it's not about the system, it's about the players. Who else should Amorim play? Because we don't have many options when it comes to wing backs. Anthony is going on loan now, as it seems. Garnacho, we can't do it. Rashford, now. So we are stuck with Dalot and Masraoui, and we can play Ahmad, but it's always you lose something when you don't have Ahmad in the 10, and you lose something when you don't have Ahmad in the wing back. So what is Amorim supposed to do? And I think that's one of his biggest issues at the moment. But okay, it's enough of me waffling. Let's get into it. I told you in the beginning, Philippe Clement is the manager of Glasgow Rangers. He's a good coach. He used to be a centre back. He played a lot of years in Belgium and around Europe. When he became a manager, he won in his first season for Genk. He won the Belgium Europa League. The year after, he went to Club Brugge, the biggest club in Belgium, and he won again. And the year after, he won again. So he won in his first season. He won the league. And then he went to Monaco in France. And he came in third in his first season with Monaco. So that was a big success. They qualified for the Champions League. But he was sacked in the second season of Monaco. They came in sixth, and then he was sacked. But now he's in the Glasgow Rangers. He's been doing well. Glasgow Rangers are no walkover. They were runners-up in the Europa League in 2022. They lost the final on penalties against Eintracht Frankfurt. The game ended 1-1, but they lost, I think, 5-4 on penalties. So they're not a bad team, and Glasgow Rangers have had their struggles. You know, they were relegated and they came back, but they haven't. They are not as good as Celtic, but they are in the fight for the Scottish Premiership. I think they're 5 to 6 points behind Celtic, but Celtic are way ahead of them when it comes to economics and building a squad. They have some older players, and they don't have much value in the squad. And when they are forced to sell, they don't get much money. So that's one of Glasgow Rangers' issues at the moment. That Philippe Clement, you know, he's really good. He plays in a 4-2-3-1 formation. He likes to go with high fullbacks, and he makes the fullbacks go head to head, attack, and help support. So he attacks with a lot of men, and they have some good players. They have two players that I would look out for, and this is one of them. It's Byrami. He's been doing really well. I think it's Byrami. Yes, Byrami. He's been doing well for this team, and I would just have to check out his stats. Byrami, I think he have so far in the Europa League this season. No, he has one goal, not Byrami. That was the other guy I was thinking of. It's Igamane, the striker. The striker Igamane is doing well. Let me just get up his stats. Igamane so far this season, he have scored 4 goals in Europa League so far, 1 assist. And in the Scottish Premier League, he scored 9 goals. So total this season is 13 goals, 2 assists in 25 games total. So he's one to look out for. And it's this guy. This is a striker. So I think he's tall. He's good receiving the ball. He likes to shoot both from inside and outside the box. I think our centre backs needs to be aware of him. So it will be interesting to see. The other guy is Černý. That's a guy who comes from the Czech Republic. Václav, I think you pronounce his name, Václav Černý. So let me just share with you. Yeah, it's this guy. So his stats this season is 9 goals in 21 matches in the Scottish Premier League, and in the Europa League he has so far I think it's 3 goals. Yes, 3 goals and 2 assists in 6 games. So we have to look out for them. And yeah, it won't be an easy game, and we don't know who will show up with in this Man United team. That's one of the biggest issues. I don't think we can predict that our players will show up and be ready for this game. They can easily take easy on this game and think that Glasgow Rangers will be an easy game, but no. So yeah, Jarle Malmin comes in and say Onana red card incoming. He will punch the striker in the corner. It sounds like Onana. He's capable of doing stuff like that. But yeah, Jay United is in the house. Big up, Jay. He say, hey, Jarvis and everyone. So many people meeting up here. I think we are 76 people on X and 23 on YouTube. Let me go back to the tactical board. So, guys, this is how I see our lineup. I put Bayindir in goal because I think he will be the cup keeper. I don't know if Amorim said anything in the interview before the game. I think Ahmad will play as wing back. Lenny Yoro, I hope Lenny Yoro will play as the central centre back. I think both De Ligt and Maguire needs the rest. When it comes to where is Masraoui? Oh, Masraoui is up here. So I would go with Masraoui, Yoro, and Martinez as our 3 centre backs. Ahmad as right wing back, Dalot as left wing back. Centrally in the midfield, I would go with Collier and Ugarte. I don't think he will play Casemiro because Casemiro has been out of the team since 12th of December. And Ugarte needs to play every game. So I think we'll have a defensive, solid foundation in the central of the midfield with these 2 guys. Both will be ball winners, but Collier will be roaming all the way up and down. And Collier's biggest attribute is his ability to sniff out danger, be close to the ball carrier and apply pressure. And I think that's one of Collier's best attributes. But he's also good on the ball, so I wouldn't underestimate Collier. And I think at the moment Collier is actually better than Mainu. I think Mainu has been looking a little bit off lately. I would go with I have Ahmad 2 here, so let me remove Ahmad. Go here, Bruno, and I think most likely we'll start Garnacho since it's the Europa League. And Højlund up front. Personally, I would go with Xerxes, but I think he will try to play them every other game and see who will do the best. So, guys, what's your thoughts on the lineup? Masraoui, Yoro, Martinez, Ahmad, Collier, Ugarte, and Dalot, and Bruno, Garnacho, and Højlund up front. Dave comes in and say that's a weak back 3, Jarvis, in my opinion. Yes, it might be a weak back 3, but I think Yoro has looked off. He played for 2 games ago. He played on the right against Brighton. He played on the left. I don't see Yoro as a wide centre back. I think he's best centrally. Because positionally, I don't think it's his strongest, but his recovery pace, reading of the game, all of this is better, and this is what you need as a central centre back. So I would actually like to see Yoro. I think this will be his strongest position centrally in the back 3. Masraoui and Martinez, I want them to play because we don't have much creativity with Collier and Ugarte. So it will be up to Martinez and Masraoui to break the lines with their passing. And if we are going to create anything, I think we need them to play. But we will also have like Collier, Ugarte, Holding, and Martinez and Masraoui drifting forward with the ball if possible. And we know Amorim, he likes people who can carry the ball. And you carry the ball into the right moment when you are under pressure, and then you play, because then you have applied pressure, and you will have opened up the space where the pressure is coming from. So it's not that hard, and I think the players understand these concepts when it comes to football. Ahmad, I think we need Ahmad on the wing back. We need something going forward. Dalot, he's useless, but we don't have anyone else. Garnacho, I think he's starting to learn. He's still young. I think he can do it. But when it comes to his attitude, pushing a move to Napoli, now maybe Chelsea is in the picture. It's because of lack of option. I think we need to rest some players. They looked really off against Brighton, and if I was Amorim, I would try to change up the team. And up front, yes, I would go with Højlund. I don't appreciate Højlund at the moment. I think he needs much more time to function in this team, and he's not playing well. But maybe he will get some confidence against Rangers and do well. So this is my team. Let's see what you have. Okay, Butinator comes Garnacho, so close to going. Well, is he? We know that Man United were in Napoli trying to negotiate, but I think Napoli are lowballing us with that bid. They are, what are we talking about? 50 million euros. I said we should be able to strike a deal, but I was talking about 50 to 55 million pounds and a buy-on clause and a sell-out clause and whatever like clauses and add-ons. So I think 50 million euros is way too low when you think of the prices of other players, especially when you see this guy from Lecce. They want 40 million for him. So Ugarte, he's the best of his age group when it comes to goals and assists, and he has 120 games for Man United at a young age. Plays at the Argentinian national team, and he's a good player. So for me, I think asking for 70 million that's not the wrong price. I think it's the right valuation, 70 million, and us going for 50 million euros. That's no, I don't think so. I don't know what you guys think when it comes to Garnacho. And I see Madhouse comes in and say United needs Santa Claus right now. And Danny B says Southampton wants 45 plus for Dibbling, for fuck's sake. Yes. And this is why are we going down on the valuation? We know Garnacho is worth more than 50 million euros. So would you guys sell Garnacho for 50 million euros? Would you accept Napoli's bid? Because getting those money will make us able to maybe get a striker in January window. So that's the buyout. We can sell Garnacho, buy a striker. I don't know. Plus, Cassius comes in and say no, he don't want to sell Garnacho for 50 million. And Admiral Drex comes in. I hear you, but this manager has decided to play the same style that made the hierarchy get him. So I don't want him to change. Yes, I agree. Danny B comes in, 60 million pound with add-ons or piss off. Yes, I agree. That's well said, Danny B, especially the last part, piss off. So yeah, well put, my friend. Day 147, he comes in and say, what's happening with Casemiro? While he's here, he should use him. Christ, he's on enough money. And yeah, I think they have a fallout, and I think the plan is just to try to force Casemiro. You're not getting any playtime, and you have one option. If you want to play football, you got to leave, because he's bleeding us money out of the club. I think as I said in the beginning, he hasn't played since 12th of December. That's 5 weeks ago, and it have cost us £2 million for him sitting on the bench, or not even sitting on the bench, not even sitting on his ass. That's what he's doing. And collecting a paycheck, £2 million in 5 weeks, and we are struggling signing players. And this is the reality we are in now. And we have players like Casemiro, like Eriksen, like Lindelof, like Mason Mount, like Luke Shaw, all on high wages, not to mention Rashford sitting here, not adding anything, contributing anything to the squad. We are struggling. We are 12th, 13 in the league. Doesn't look good. And they are here collecting a paycheck and laughing all the way to the bank. And we could see, we saw the TikTok from Luke Shaw. They are having the time of their life. They don't have any pressure. They don't play football. They don't have to do anything and just collect money. So yeah, it's terrible, the situation we are in. But it's not on Amorim. It's on the Glazers. So that's just the way it is. And Rosmano comes in and say Casemiro being phased out. And yeah, he's being phased out. He needs to go. Rob Taff, big up Rob Taff, come in and say our roof is leaking and we are leaking money on players like Casemiro and Rashford, and that's the reality. Yes, Rob Taff, you know the drill. So we should just do something, and I think we as fans, we should protest every moment and every moment available, because it's not good enough. We are a shambles of a club at the moment. But, it will get worse and gradually will be better. So time will tell. I hope we can fix this. Jay comes in and says 19 subs away from 400. Yes, guys, we need 400 subs. I even made a banner yesterday. Look at it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's hit 500 subs together. Your sub means everything. Road to 500, because I want 500. Then I get monetized. So we can have you as members. I can start pushing out member content. And even Stu and I talked about me going to Manchester. We can meet up. We can have like a get together at the pub or something, have a beer, have fun, talk football. That will be great. So I have plans for this channel, and I'm also trying to get in guests. We had Keith Hackett on, the former leader of the PGMOL. We have had Phil Mars, ex-Man United player, on. I'm trying to get more ex-players, ex-managers, players, transfer gurus, people who are involved in the game, to give you quality content. And in getting quality content, unfortunately, it will cost a little bit of money, but I hope that I will get monetized so I can get this plan into action. I'm not doing this to make money for myself. I have a job. I run my own business, so I'm doing quite well. But I need this channel to have legs to stand on by himself. So when the time is right, we will get monetized, and it will be great. I agree with that. IFIOK. Okay, I don't know what that last part means, but okay, Dave. I just wanted to talk to you about something that occurred to me yesterday. I saw Barcelona played against Benfica. We saw this Alvaro Fernandez played on the left back, and I think Alvaro Fernandez, he was brilliant. He was brilliant that game. And we have a buyback clause, if I understand right. I think we are talking about 17 million pounds. And if we pay up, he will come right back at us and play for us. No negotiation, nothing. He will come, because we have a buyback clause. So what do you guys think? Do you think we should buy Alvaro Fernandez, or should we go for this Lecce young Danish guy? What's his name again? Udogi? No, it's not Udogi. Help me out. What's his name? But if who would you go for? Danny B comes in and say, excellent first half. Alvaro had Yamal in his pocket. Yes, Lamine Yamal. Thank you, Madhouse. Drogu. That's his name. Danny B comes in and say Drogu is too expensive. Yes. At least if we are talking about the buying price, the asking price of 40 million euros, I think that's way too much. But unfortunately, we are taking for a ride every time we want to buy a player, and the club sees Man United coming in, and they are thinking, How can we rinse them? So Danny B comes in and say 25 or walk. Yes. For me, I think we should negotiate. Maybe throw on some add-ons, like not money that we will pay right away, but let's say, okay, we give you another 20 when you have played 100 games for Man United or something like stupid. Then we know we get our monies back and value for the player. So I don't know. Madhouse comes in and say, I'm not sold on Drogu. I saw a breakdown on Pythagoras with Boots. I don't know if you have seen that channel. It's a great channel. They do a lot of breakdowns on manager tactics and on players. And the one on Drogo was really good. It's not like a YouTube compilation that always show the best part. It's like a compilation of goals and assists and great tackles and dribbles and everything. And it doesn't give you a full picture of the players. But Pythagoras, they did a thorough breakdown and went through it and highlighted all his weaknesses and strong sides. So it tells you a little bit about the players. So if you haven't seen it, check out Pythagoras. It's a good channel, and they did a great breakdown. Rashmano, he comes in and say, I don't rate Alvaro Fernandez. There is a reason he was let go. But that's just my opinion. Yes, you are entitled to your opinion, and I respect that, Rashmano. I always respect your opinion. You're a great guy, and you know your football. What I like with Fernandez, I like his ability to keep the ball in his feet. He's a good dribbler, and I think in this Man United team we need more dribblers, people who can carry the ball. So I see Alvaro Fernandez as a guy who will thrive in the Amorim system, because he will be allowed to run with the ball and take on guys and try to dribble them and carry the ball into the last third, and then the action will start happening. We will need Højlund to understand how to do a diagonal run to open up space for the number 10 to come on a zigzag run to the other side. And it's small details, and I also think Alvaro Fernandez has a good passing abilities when it comes to long passes. I think he can turn that ball from one side to the other, and with Dalot we don't see it enough, because we know we have Amad Diallo on the other side. So when Dalot has the ball, we are not able to cross the ball over to the other side, and we will get crowded and lose the ball on Dalot's side. So it's also a strong side from Drogu. So I will take either, but the price has to be right. And from a financial side, I was thinking for myself, we have a buyback clause, but when you think from a financial side, there's no installments when it comes to a buyback clause in 17 million. So we have to pay up 70 million right away. So 70 million will be on our books for 2025. If you buy Drogo for 30 million, let's say we get him in installments for 4 years, it will be 7.5 million this year. So buying Drogo for 30 million will actually give us more money this summer transfer window than if we buy Alvaro Fernandez for 17. Go figure. So it's actually cheaper to buy a player for 30 million than buy a player for 17. From a financial point of view, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if that's why they are hesitant to bring Alvaro Fernandez back. It could be. Danny B say good cross to Jarvis. Yes, I agree. I think he has a good cross. Jale Malmin comes in and say Alvaro being an academy project. I think we will not trigger his clause. If Benfica sells him for 50 million, we get 50% of those million, and it will count for 75 on the PSR. Excellent point again, Jale. I think you know your stuff when it comes to transfers and football. Being Norwegian as you are, although from the West Coast, not from the northern part as me. I'm just joking. Danny B comes in and say Garnacho out 60 to 65 and go get Alvaro Černý, Nypan, and still make profit. Yes. Nypan is a guy that I want. I like Nypan. I think he's great, but he's a project for the next 2 to 3 years. He will not be an instant player. He's too young, and he don't have any experience when it comes to European professional football. He plays in the Norwegian Premier League, and I will tell you, the Norwegian Premier League is amateur level. It's amateur hour. The best teams are okay. You know, you saw Bodø/Glimt doing well against Man United on Old Trafford, but you know, when we play against the top 5, 6, 7, 8 and down, the level is terrible. It's I would say it's like I don't know if it's even as good as League One, maybe League Two level. So actually, if you think that Nipan will be good, it will be like buying a player from League Two and expect him to come in and do bits for Man United. You know, it won't happen. You have to give it time. And that's the problem with Nipan. And I think evaluation is about 15 million pounds. But if we could, I would buy him. And I see the future with Nipan on one side and what's that winger that we have on the under 18s, that brilliant guy who's really good on the ball. He knows how to dribble. Shea Lacey. So we could have Shea Lacey on one side and Nipan on the other side, playing as the number 10s in this system. That would be great. The Routinator comes in and say Drogu looks more suited to the Prem. Fernandes looks more suited to the continent. Yes, that's actually a good point. There's a different style when you play in Spain, in Portugal, Italy. It's not like the Premier League. And the Premier League, the biggest problem with the Premier League is the tempo. You don't have any time on the ball because the intensity is so high. And you see a lot of players struggle, even great players coming to the Premier League because they're not used to the tempo of the Premier League. I think we have seen a little bit tendencies when it comes to Lenny Yoro in the last couple of games. I think he struggles with the tempo. He gets a little bit caught on the ball. So I hope he will adapt, and I think he will adapt. But this is one of the biggest issues coming to the Premier League. So for me, I've always said that I want Premier League proven players. I want us to buy Premier League proven players who have experience from the Premier League. And if we can't get them, I would buy players from the Spanish league or the French league. Those two are the most compatible to the Premier League. I don't want players from Serie A, Italy. I don't want players from the Eredivisie, the Dutch league, or the Jupiler League in Belgium, or even Portugal. I think it's dodgy. It's like 50-50. But Portugal is not the worst. But so I don't know if what you guys mean about that. So Jay comes in. I say I like from what I've seen from Drogu too. It is a hard choice, to be fair, both good in different ways. Yes. But I don't know. Is it up to Amorim now to decide who he wants, or is it all down to the board, to Ineos and the Glazers to decide? I don't know. Amorim is just the head coach. Maybe he don't have a say in this. Roshmano, you know, do Amorim have a say in this when it comes to, let's say, if you have to choose between Drogu and Fernandes? Or will he just play the ones who's handed to him? Routinator comes in and says South America, Jarvis. Yes. But we don't have very much success when it comes to South American players. You know, Man United. We have bought so many players. I especially remember Veron. When Ferguson bought him, he was the best midfielder in the world at the moment. His passing ability was so great, and he came to the Premier League and he was just a shadow of himself. So and there's so many good examples that the Brazilians coming to Man United, Argentinians not doing well. So yeah, but I like the South American market. Yes, there's so many good players there. And Rushmano just comes in and confirms and say, oh yes, Jarvis, He rubber sealed Drogu. Okay. Yeah, well, that's a good thing. I hope that they will at least listen to Amorim when it comes to signing players, because we know this board, especially the Glazers, they are some wild guys who can, can just go for a deal because they think it's a good deal. They don't even listen to the manager. We know about Donny van den Beek and Ole, for example. That's a good example. Bringing in players that the manager don't want. And we also the same on the Mourinho, other players. But yeah. Nash comes in and say best South American was probably Antonio Valencia. Yes, he was really good. Valencia was one of the better. And Fred, the Red, MUFC News is in the house. Big up, Fred. He say Greenwood has done well from our youth system. Yes, I saw a game with Marseille the other day, and my God, speaking entirely on the footballer Mason Greenwood. I don't know why I always have to say this, but I do anyway. Yeah, he's so good. He's so good. He's something else. He's so, the way he moves his feet and how he's able to shoot like boom, that quick. Being under pressure, he can carry the ball. Looks like he just stands there, and the defender don't know if he wants to press, if he's going to dribble or not, and then just lays it up to his left foot or his right foot and shoots the ball into the goal. So Greenwood, yeah, I will be sad for many years because we lost Greenwood, but what happened. So there's nothing we can do about it. So and Jay comes in. I forget about Greenwood, to be honest. Yes, I think he out of sight, out of mind. But I saw him the other day for Marseille, and he's something special. Maybe we can even get some money on Greenwood because he's. We have a sell-on clause, and yeah, if he continues scoring goals, it will be some money coming in. Smash a like for Jarvis. Yes, thank you. And if Udofia comes in and say shite, okay. It's a Greenwood. Yeah, okay. I don't know. But the other thing I was thinking the other day was Rashford. Rashford is apparently he wants Barcelona. And when I saw the game, the manager of Barcelona, Hansi Flick. And if you know a little bit about his tactics, Barcelona is not a tiki-taka team anymore. They are more like I would like to say a Jurgen Klopp team. In the way they move, they are much more direct. They take a lot of chances when they make line-breaking passes, and they try to be as direct as possible. And for the wingers, they need to be hardworking. You see, Rafinha is doing really well, and he's doing the Mo Salah role in a way that we used to see. And you have to work extremely hard. And when I'm talking about the working extremely hard, it's not exactly about being defensively working, tracking down, but it's about the counter press. You have to counter press like a madman in a Hansi Flick system, and that's like a Jurgen Klopp system. and it makes me laugh when I think that Marcus Rashford, in his knowledge, thinks for himself that, yes, Barcelona and Hansi Flick, that's the right team for me. I will go to Barcelona because there I will thrive. Oh my God, Marcus Rashford, where is your advisors? What are you thinking? Because how do you think you will thrive in a Hansi Flick system playing gegenpress? You played on the Ragnick. We all saw Rashford on the Ragnick. He ran for 35 minutes, the first game against Crystal Palace on the Ragnick, and after that he stopped. He can't counter press. So Marcus Rashford's advisors must be the thickest people in the world, thinking that Marcus Rashford should go to Barcelona. So now I said it. I don't know if you guys get it, what I'm trying to say, but his advisors are, as Yale Malmin comes in, Rashford got a clown for an advisor. And this is the thing, how do you think that you can go to a counter-pressing, gegen-pressing team and thrive, even though it's in the Spanish team for one of the best teams in the world? Yes, he will have people running for him, but he has to do the job himself. And he won't last long under Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick will see him for 45 minutes, him walking around like this, looking uninterested, not counter-pressing, and he will sit on the bench in the next game. So Rashford is up for an eye-opener, and that's just it. So in a way, I hope he goes to Barcelona. I hope that he will wake up and smell the coffee, and maybe it will humble him a little bit when it comes to football. Danny B comes in and say 100% Jarvis, and Fred the Red comes in and say, as we are about to get Defo Leon from South America in the summer, Jarvis, who is the best South American to play for Man United? There's been a few. I liked Anderson. I think he was really good, but he was never a professional. I think he ate too much McDonald's, if I read the rumors right, and it is what it is. But he was a massive talent. He was so good on the ball. So maybe Anderson for me. But when it comes to South American players recently, I think it's the striker, Uruguay. What's the name of the Uruguayan striker that we had? Cavani. The attitude of Cavani. I loved Cavani. It saddens me a little bit when I think of Ole's last year, and I think he lost Cavani in a way when he brought in Ronaldo, and it destroyed everything that Ole had built the first 2 years. But it's small things like that can ruin a team. So Cavani, he went on a strike, and we lost one of our best strikers, and we got Ronaldo, who weren't suited to play in this Ole system. So it was just one of those. Wootinator comes in and say 30 likes, thumbs up. Thank you, Wootinator. Thank you, people. That's great. That's great. Well, I've been doing this show now for over an hour, so I was just going to have a quick preview on the Rangers game. Guys, give me your predictions for tomorrow. Do you think we will win, lose? Give me your goal scorers and the result, and we will have a little bit of contest, and I will bring it up, the guys who win it tomorrow. For me, I think we will win the game. But I don't think we will keep a clean sheet. I think we will concede maybe 2 goals. I hope we can win the game 3-2. And hopefully we will get Rasmus back on the scoring sheet. I think his confidence is shattered. He just needs a goal. I think he's still young. He can develop. I'm not completely giving up on him, although I'm criticizing him much lately. But let's hope for an Ahmad goal. Bruno goal might, and Rasmus. Rob Taff comes in, say 3-1 United, and Fred Red goes in with the Ruby special 3-1. Yes, I think all of us wants that. Wootinator comes in and say 2-1 goal scorers, Bruno and Ahmad. Yes, and Day 147 says 3-1, and Danny B. Wow, Danny. 4-1. But who will be the goal scorers, Danny? Because I don't see you scoring 4 goals. But, I hope you are right. I hope you're right. And Roshmano, we say, I think we will win. But only just 1-0 or 2-1. Okay. And Yale comes in 1-0 Man United. So we have an optimistic crowd. People think we will win it. Rosh, are you going to the game tomorrow? Will be interesting to see. If you have any live footage or pictures, send it to me, and I will show you guys tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow with the match reaction with Stu Woolley. Stu Woolley can't come on Wednesdays. He has footy, so it's just Jarvis on Wednesday, but I think it's good. Then we can interact a little bit and talk and get to know each other. And Danny B comes in and say Maguire, Xerxes, and Ahmad. Yeah, that's good. I'll take that. And Jarle comes in and say the players need to win, or Ruben will smash up another TV. It will be expensive after a while. Yes, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is already heartbroken because he don't have the money to buy a new TV for the locker room. So they have to just fix it with duct tape, the old one. And the players will only see half the tactics. They think Amorim will play the 3-2-1 formation from now on because half of the TV is black. I don't know. So, and Jay comes in, he laughs of Yala's comments. It will be expensive. But guys, it's been a great show, 1 hour, 10 minutes. And hopefully we will be positive tomorrow with the win of against Glasgow Rangers. It will be good. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you haven't subscribe to the channel. We are on, let's see. We are on, do we have any new subscribers today? 382 subscribers so far. So we need 18 more to get to 400. That would be great. And on this show, we have 30 likes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate every like that I get from you. Rushmano comes in, say top show. Jarvis, Rob Taff, say great show. Thanks all. Fred the Red comes in and asks me, Jarvis, did you catch my ketchup exclusive early? Too funny. No, I didn't. I will check it out afterwards, Fred the Red. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. I will. Rosmano comes in, love United, hate the Glazers. 100% love United, hate the Glazers. And Jay United say, great show, Jarvis, you legend. Thank you, Jay, one of the most supportive guys in the chat. And I would say all of you are supportive of me and this channel. And we've been through this for many years, and I've been on so many channels, and now it's time to create my own channel, and I couldn't do it without you. So from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate every support that you get, every like that you give me, every comment that you bring in, and all the support you give me. So thank you, guys. Thank you. I really mean it. Thank you. And Jay comes in, say, take care, everyone. And the Beautymator, take care all. Love United, hate the Glazers, and love hearts from Rushmano. So guys, girls, everybody, see you tomorrow night after the Rangers game. And I will be here with Stu Wally with the match reaction. Have a good night. Bye.